Johnny the fuck Minerals, who I don't even view as a real human being.
It's guys like Minerals.
Let's have it right.
He's not on my radar. I don't care about him.
You got the Minerals to
one of them brown envelope mobs.
No minerals.
Big up Johnny. Let's have it right.
do you know what I mean?
Johnny Minerals.
The realness of this guy.
Minerals. Let's have it right.
Minerals FC
Need proper winning minerals, man.
Let's have it right.
respect-
I'm just a brown envelope, or I'm
Absolutely screwed. Let's have it right.
Brown envelopes.
You brown envelopes from the club.
You got the Minerals to fight for his place.
You are in the woods wronging. Thank you, mate. Appreciate you taking the time out to say that. Cheers. This one's for you. Greetings from Centre Parks, by the way. That's the background. I hope you're all well. This is just ridiculous, though, isn't it?
The Minerals.
Minerals FC. Do you know what I mean?
Johnny Minerals.
Johnny the fuck Minerals.
The Minerals.
In them, we know that they have the minerals. We've not.
There's minerals that you need.
It's guys like Minerals and
You got the Minerals to
Let's have it right. Minerals. Johnny Minerals.
like Minerals is one of the very vociferous Chelsea fans.
Minerals FC mudded me. I couldn't give a shit about that guy.
Let's have it right.
Hey, Johnny's got the fucking minerals, mate.
Can everybody just stop getting shot? So have it right, up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC, big up to every single one of you live and locked in. Up everyone is doing well, winning live. First and foremost, I want you all to smash to piece that like button. If you haven't smashed it, smash it right now. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, make sure you do so. We've got the notification bell, ding dong, let's have it right, so you know when we go live. And we've got the Minerals FC Ultras membership down below in the description. Salute to all the Minerals FC Ultras. Salute to our Chelsea old boys. We see things they'll never see. And salute to the no surrender mentality. And let me just have a swig. I just want to drink Anthony's tears, bruv. It tastes damn good, bruv. Let's have it right. Chelsea completed the set. The only team in world football to complete the set. Club, domestic, everything. We've done it all. We've won it all. We see things they'll never see. And it is, you know, I said to everyone, I don't really celebrate this trophy. This trophy to me, it's got no substance. It's got no real heritage. It's a tin pot trophy. It's a Minnie Mouse trophy, not even Mickey Mouse. But the bottom line is, you're in it to win it. And we've won the trophy, bruv. And Chelsea are the only team to complete in European football, every competition, won every trophy that can be won. And for that, we have to salute it. So have it right. You know what I'm saying? Even Arsenal, they haven't won a European trophy. They haven't even won anything, bruv. And they're in phase 5. But that's another discussion. We can banter them all day long, and I'm all for it. Let's have it right. But Chelsea landing it. Real Betis 1, Chelsea 4. In the final, I expected us. I'm a visionary, bruv. I'm a visionary. I said to you on my last video last night, what was in the title? Chelsea will beat Real Betis to take the trophy. That's exactly what's happened. I knew it was going to happen. Real Betis, that's their first ever European final for their club. Manuel Pellegrini would have been the oldest manager and only Chilean manager to win a European trophy. And they couldn't get it over the line. But there's a lot to go through in this game, and there's a lot to do. But before I do that, we do have to congratulate Enzo Maresca for doing and hitting the expectation, because our standards are so far in the mud. The only expectations we could go for was top 4 and to win this trophy that we're in, because let's have it right. We haven't played any decent team in this competition. It's been a chore to watch it. I don't ever want to be back in this competition ever again, bruv. And that's a fact. I don't ever want to see Conference League ever again at Chelsea Football Club. Yeah? It's just an embarrassment. Let's have it right. And I know there's the narrative of, oh, don't knock it. It's still a trophy. Yeah, every trophy, you win a trophy. It's a trophy. Chelsea's all about winning trophies. Facts. and we've done that. But the bare minimum for this football club has been achieved. The bare minimum of getting Champions League football. And this is, if I'm being real, yeah, being a European competition or not, the Carabao Cup has more heritage, is harder to win than this trophy. So I have to be real. I'm always a realist, bruv. I don't sugarcoat. I say it for what it is. But before I get into it all, yeah, we have to congratulate Enzo Maresca for doing his job, to have it right. And for the players today, many of them have never won a trophy. Many of them are never playing a European final. The only players that have won something is Enzo Fernandez in the World Cup, Reece James, the only player left from our Champions League winning team under Tommy T, Cucurella, who's won the Euros. And am I missing someone else? I'm not sure if I'm missing anyone else. I mean, listen, Cole Palmer's won medals, but he wasn't like instrumental to Man City. But he's been around a winning environment. Everyone else hasn't won anything of that level or any level. So for them, respect to them for turning up. But there's two sides to this. There's two sides to this. I'm going to go straight into it, right? Enzo Maresca is a very lucky boy. Yeah, again, like he was in the league. Because in that first half, it was an outright criminal offence to drop Reece James, to not play your captain, leader at this football club, who has won and played the Champions League final, who has played a Club World Cup final, who has been part of Chelsea's history in winning major honours. You dropped Reece James. Yeah? You also dropped Levi Colwill, who has been instrumental in these last sort of 4 Premier League games. And you dropped Uncle Tozin, which was mad to us, because at the end of the day, you don't drop players that are in form and players that are you play your best players. So have it right. He took a risk playing Nicholas Jackson, and there is a reason why he did that. And I haven't seen anyone on the timeline speak out why he done that. And I'll explain to you why he did it. I'll explain to you why he dropped Reece James. And he got punished for it. Because what he did was, instead of inverting Cucurella, he wanted Cucurella to play the left centre-back role to keep Anthony on wraps, to pocket Anthony, because he was so worried about Anthony. But we all know that Gusto cannot invert. Gusto is the worst at inverting. Reece can do it better than him. But Reece, he probably thought Gusto's got more legs to deal with their left winger. And what happens? Gusto plays a ball. We get punished. We get caught out. He scores a great goal. They go 1-0 up after, 10, 15 minutes. They go 1-0 up. Their supporters are going nuts, bruv. Yeah? Now, that's what you do in finals. You don't drop your captain. Explain to me, what manager drops their captain in a final? I just, unless they are injured or just come back from injury, you do not drop your captain. And he got punished for that. And in fact, in that whole first half, it was the Isco show. It was all Isco. Isco was running rings around Casado, Enzo Fernandez. Gusto didn't know which way he was looking or going. He was getting in all the pockets. He was playing all the balls. And let's have it right. You know, we almost conceded a second goal, even 3 goals. And it could have been good night, sweetheart, in the first half. But at 1-0 going in at half time, you always feel that there's a chance. And what Pellegrini did so well was he compacted and packed out the middle of the park and said to us, all right, go on, have the possession and go down the wings. But when you go down the wings, there's no one to play into. All the channels are blocked. Everything's congested. And that was the story of the first half. So what did Enzo Maresca have to do? I said, and I knew it when I spoke to my mate on the phone, I said, you watch, we'll go 1-0 down, and what's he going to go and do? He's going to go and bring on Reece James. He's going to have no other result but to bring on Reece James. And what happens at half time? He brings on Reece James. He takes off Gusto. Because Gusto had a stinker. Completely done. Left us open. While we were containing Anthony, we had the other side to deal with. Well, if you have Reece James in there, like we did in the second half at the start, you could see the difference instantly. You could see how we were starting to control the game. You see a little bit more calmness. You see a little bit more guile, leadership. He was huddling the players, saying, come on, we're still in this. That's what captains do. That's what leaders do. You do not bench those players. So he rectified the mistake and brought him on. It was in our favour that their left winger that scored went off injured, and they brought on some young'un who's got blistering pace, but we didn't see him in the game. And you could just see Real Betis starting to just take their foot off the pedal, lose that control of the game. Isco was getting closed down more because Reece with Cucurella were alternating and packing the midfield to try and close down the pockets. And when we're in possession, you can see Cucurella then pushing up. Because what happens when you play Reece James, you allow Reece James to be a natural right centre-back, whereas Gusto's not a right centre-back. So you have to rely on Cucurella sitting back. And that's what happened in the first half. So you lose that attacking prowess of Cucurella, which we know he's saved us this season, or this year, this start of the new year, where he's been our top goal scorer and influential in how we attack and getting into positions. Well, we lost all that in the first half because he was too concerned with Anthony. And what did Anthony do? Anthony, I knew, was going to bottle it in this final. He's a bottle job. He might be in good form, but he's a bottle job. And at the end of the day, what is this? The mighty Real Betis. This is a team we should be beating. And we did beat them. But the game changer was Reece James all day long. And I knew that. But why is our manager not realising that? Why do you have to risk it like that? What if we went 2-0 down, bruv? You know, then what happens? Then you're asking even more of these so-called players, young players that you say are not ready to be in a title challenge. We're not ready to compete for 4 trophies. That's what Enzo Maresca come out and said. But then comes out to all the press and says, fuck you. You know, so it's a flip-flop narrative from the manager, and it flip-flop team selection. You do not risk it in finals. In finals, you play your best players. So anyway, second half, you can see the difference. And it always comes down to this player. It always comes down to this one player in particular, who in the first half was nullified, got closed down, lost the ball, you know, got outnumbered, didn't really have much influence, playing as that number 10. And what happens when Cole Palmer drifts off to the right? When he drifts out of that number 10 role, he comes alive, bruv. It's called minerals, Magic Palmer. And he lays off to get the assist. And who's there? And credit to Enzo Fernandez. Credit to him. You know, he turned up in the big game for this group of players to get that header. But it was the assist that made that header. The assist was just divine. So have it right. And then you go, right, 1-1, tells her up. We're in possession. We're ready to go. And Cole Palmer does it again, bruv. Another beautiful, skillful assist to Nickel Jackson, who, let's have it right. I mean, how it comes, does it come off his chest, his shoulder, whatever the fuck? He doesn't know where it comes off. He was just like, beat it, beat it, beat it, beat it. I'm going to get sold in the summer. Do you know what I mean? He probably knows it because we're getting linked to Delap now. It's Delap. We're winning the Conference League. And obviously, we've got top 4 to play Champions League, and we're getting signed up with Liam Delap. That's who we're getting. We're getting our big striker, Liam Delap. That's another discussion, and we'll go into that later. But let's have it right. Jackson finishes it. He says he wants to make it up in the final. He did make it up, but he also had a one-on-one where he showed what Nicholas Jackson really is as a striker. I mean, that was a shambles. He should have scored that. I mean, it was like a touch of a cement-booted rat, Lakaka, you know. But it is what it is, bruv. Yeah, we got the 2 goals, 2-1, and that's it. And then what happens? Mudueke for me, you know, bruv, this player. But let's go to Neto. Neto did nothing in this game. Absolutely nothing, bruv. Let's have it right. Played on the right, and you got Mudueke on the left. Both of them very ineffective. But the moment he put Mudueke on the right and he brought on Sancho, what happens, bruv? What happens? Sancho's freedom fighting for his contracts extension to stay at Chelsea, to get signed permanently at Chelsea, to score a curling screamer, to put the game to bed at 3-1, bruv. This guy's freedom fighting for his life. He even takes off his shirt to hold it up, bruv. He's desperate, bruv. He's desperate to stay at Chelsea. And what are we getting? Well, let's have it right. He's on 300 grand a week. So the ownership, are they going to pay his salary? Or even better still, is Sancho going to lower his salary because he really wants to stay at Chelsea, bruv? We don't know. We don't know. Only the transfer window will tell us that. But what a great finish. And freedom fighting, he can do that all day long, but he needs to do it consistently, bruv. You know, he's not getting enough GA. But on this occasion, to do it in a final, he didn't do it in the Champions League final. He didn't do it in the Europa League final, did he? But he done it for Chelsea in the Conference League final against Betis. Let's have it right. So 3-1. That's it. Done. Game over. And then we get the one goal that filled me with so much happiness, bruv. I'll be real, yeah. Because this player is literally the glue of the team. This player in particular, without him, we'd be absolutely fucked, yeah. This guy is the only piece of the spine, a true spine, that we should build around. And that's Moises Caicedo, bruv. Masked up. He's desperate for Victor Osimhen to be linking up with. Let's have it right. And this guy has played every single game of every single minute for Chelsea Football Club, wore the shirt, crest on his heart, on his sleeve, bruv. He bleeds blue. He wants to deliver at Chelsea. And respect to him, bruv. You know, my number one signing was always going to be Declan Rice when it was that discussion when he was available. We didn't get him. And then I said, I want Moises Caicedo. He is the one I want. And we got him. And this is why, you know, pressure makes diamonds. And when you put the pressure, he's shown serious mentality. Out of everyone in the squad, he's shown the most mentality because he's been the most consistent player. And for him to get that goal, literally, I do get a little bit of goosebumps because I'm really happy for the kid. I'm genuinely happy for that kid because he truly fights for this football club. He lands the minerals, mate. Yeah. And that goal was a wicked goal, bruv. Yeah. Smash and grab, bruv. Smash and grab with a bit of class, bruv. Let's have it right. And he gets to do it. You know what I'm saying? He gets to celebrate, and it's the cherry on the cake for Moises Caicedo, bruv. But like I say, he plays for the badge. He truly does. And he has to. He's been given Gianfranco Zola's number 25 shirt. You know what I'm saying? That was retired. What are we doing here? But that's what you do. That's what you do. In the second half, they turned it around. In the second half, it was like they saw Reece come on. Well, he's the real uncle in the squad. He's the real captain in this squad. He's the leader in this squad, and he's done it. He's done it for Chelsea. He's seen the pinnacle of football, winning the Champions League. He knows the standards with Roman Abramovich. He knows what it means to play for Chelsea. And you need that example. You need those levels. You need that mentality. And you need that experience. And the more players like that we have in our squad helps you to go to the next level. Because I'll be straight up with everyone. If we play like that and we stay with a squad like this and you do bring in a Dilap and a few other young'uns, forget about playing Champions League football. Yeah, forget about competing with the elites. It ain't happening. As much as you want to say it, but this was a level here where Real Betis was 6th in La Liga with technical ability, but they burnt out. And I think deep down, the Chelsea players could sniff that out. They smelt the blood. They smelt the nerves once they got the leveler, and they felt like we're on top. And the mentality started oozing. The confidence started coming in. And when players are confident, that's when you start to deliver and give out and distribute the minerals. And that's exactly what happened tonight. And we have to credit a lot of these players because they haven't won anything. This is the first trophy they've won for Chelsea. And it is Chelsea DNA to win a trophy. Whether I rate this trophy, that's me personally. I don't rate it. It doesn't excite me. But it was a good final. I enjoyed watching the final, and I always enjoy Chelsea winning a trophy. That is something that we all enjoy. And we can say that we are the only team to complete the set in football. But that's it. Now it's move on. Now it's like, let me give you an example. When Reece James and Cole Palmer were interviewed, yeah, the journalist that was asked a question to Reece James and to Cole Palmer and said, well, to Reece James first, let's have it right. Said, well, is this a successful season, finishing top 4, winning the Conference League? And Reece James says, well, you can answer that. So she goes to ask Cole Palmer, and Cole Palmer goes, you can ask the captain that. Which tells me one thing and one thing only. Reece knows the standards and levels at this football club. And Cole Palmer's played with City and grew up with Pep Guardiola's mentality, grassroots DNA. Those two players know that this is, yeah, it's great. We've won it. They're on my level, bruv. They're on my level. They're on our level. Let's have it right. They know that there's standards and there's levels playing for Chelsea Football Club. And by them not answering the question tells you, yeah, all right, we've done what everyone's asked of us when people doubted us. And I did. I said we weren't going to get top 4. I said we were going to win this trophy. And I said if this gaffer doesn't win the Conference League and doesn't get us top 4, he should be sacked immediately. But we were PR'd that he was never going to get sacked. He was going to be bulletproof, which tells me where the standards are. The transfer window will tell me where the intent is and the ambition to really compete at the elite level. Yeah, that's what's going to show me, not winning a Conference League. And, you know, if you think I'm going to be apologising to these owners, yeah, you're a long way from Starbucks, mate, yeah? I will praise the players because they delivered what was a necessity, being in this competition, playing most of the worst teams I've ever witnessed in football, bruv, who are part-time plumbers and Burger King employees and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, teams that have had sponsorships on their shirts and we ain't. And it's been an embarrassment. And we come up against a decent team and you see, prime example, Isco, that's what experience gives you. It gives you that. It gives you that control, that level, that class. We need more of it at Chelsea. We need those levels at Chelsea. We need. John Terry came out yesterday. He came out yesterday and he said, the ownership don't want to go down that route. It's clear they're not going to go down that route. You know, they're not going to sign 29, 30-year-olds. He's not even saying that age. He's saying, you know, we need an experienced striker. We need experienced players. We need 4 of them, 3 or 4 of them. Yeah, that's what he says. I personally think that, yeah? Well, we all do. We can all see that. But he's also letting you know that the ownership don't want to go down that route. So where does that leave us? You can't do that. You've got to, listen, I'd sign Isco, bruv. That's how deep it is. I'd actually sign Isco in this team. What a player, bruv. He's a baller. He's an absolute baller. And respect to John Terry for saying that, even though he works within the club. He's letting you know, and he told us, even if we do that, we're 2 years, if not more, off winning Premier League, bruv. All right? So this is the foundations. It's the bare minimum. It's a baseline, yeah? Baseline, yeah? But I want that drum and bass line, bruv. I want the drum and bass line. I want the lyrics on there. I don't want Mandem FC, bruv. I want Chelsea FC. I don't CFC LDN and Kindergarten FC and Epstein FC. I want Chelsea, yeah? And I want us to buy an elite striker, Osimhen. I don't want... Listen, bruv, listen, this is the PR that's going to be now, yeah? This is what this PR is going to be from the ownership, yeah? The project's working. We've progressed. We've won a trophy. We're going to build to better things, but the model's working. This profile of players we're buying, this wage cap, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 black sheep. Have you any wool? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 3 bags full. All that shit. All right? We're going to get that from all the brown envelopes. Yeah? Well, this is what I'm saying. No. We have to put the pressure, bruv. We have to put the pressure for them to go in the market. This is what you build upon. And it is very important for players, young players, to win a trophy. Of course it is. You know, it gives them a taste of winning. But we threw away Carabao Cup. We threw away FA Cups when you play against proper teams, you know, competitive teams. So have it right, yeah? Of course, Siri Merchant and Tout Bowley with Vivid Seats are going to be on the pitch celebrating. They're going to milk it up, of course. But we understand the level and standard of this trophy is not Chelsea level. I mean, even Jose Mourinho come out and says Chelsea's about winning the Champions League, not the Conference League. Like, but you're in it, yeah, win it. It would be great to complete the set. The reality is no other team, no other elite team of Real Madrid's, Bayern Munich's and Barcelona's, all these teams are ever going to be in the Conference League to go and win it. You know, and that's the reality, bruv. You know what I'm saying? So don't bring me Delap. I don't want Delap. I'll be real. People are going to propaganda Delap. Yeah. Oh, he's Premier League proven and all this shit, bruv. Yeah. Nah, mate. I want an animal up front. I want an animal. There is still a squad overhaul in this team. Yeah. For me, Madueke is not good enough. For me, Sancho, yeah, if he wants to lower his wages and stay and be part of the squad, you can have him as a squad player, but he's not a starter for me. He's not a starter. Jackson's not the number 9 to take us to the Premier League. This is Conference League. I'm talking about Premier League and Champions League, which is where Chelsea belong to be competing at the highest level. So you need to upgrade the squad, you know, get a world-class goalkeeper. In fact, Jorgensen, we'll give him a shout because Sanchez didn't play this game. Jorgensen played majority of the Conference League. In fact, Sanchez played some of the Conference League because Enzo Maresca said, oh, Sanchez is not my number 1. Jorgensen's my number 1 now. To then flip it to say Sanchez is my number 1 and Jorgensen is not the number 1. But Jorgensen got to play the whole final and respect to him. He deserves to play that. He's got a taste of winning. And he was decent, bruv. I think in the second half, they didn't really have too much to do. You know, Cole will come on, steady the ship. He played Badishile with no minutes, who did okay. He did all right. Trev, what are we talking about, Trev, bruv? Trev's a Cobham boy. He's proper Chelsea. He's won another trophy now. He's won another trophy with Chelsea. If these clowns sell Trev Chalobah, it's a criminal offence and people will sponsor that shit. They really will. I won't. I won't sponsor it. But Cole Palmer, FC, again, without this player, where do we get the goals? And funny enough, Cole Palmer with the 2 worldy assists in the moments where you need to dig out the minerals and show mentality and fight and to get back in the game, that was Cole Palmer. And he didn't play as a number 10 now. He was playing on the right wing. That's where he's most effective. But this manager plays inverted nonsense all the time. And you can't do that. You can't do it against the elite teams. You need the best players at your football club to compete for the best trophies in the game. Otherwise, you ain't going to win the best trophies in the game. So have it right. This manager's not won any European trophy. He now has. All right? Let's see what we do in the market. But ultimately, for me, let's have it right. This model ain't changing. I can see by the signings they're making, it's not going to change. So you're going to have to drink it in. You're going to have to drink it in. Not me. I'm not drinking that in. Yeah? Because I can see where this is going next season if we do not strengthen with proper players of experience and leadership. How do you expect young players to develop without having anything to look up to? Week in, week out. Or when it's not going well, you've got players that can deliver. We've gone through a tough patch now. Yeah, we've had the worst away record this season. Yeah, and we've managed to get top 4 by 1 error on a nutsack. All right. The Premier League next year is going to be much more competitive and of higher quality because every other club is going to be strengthening and they're making signings. So the signings is what shows the ambition. And I'll be real. If we want to win the Premier League, yeah, and I actually demand the Premier League next year. 4th year, phase 4, we should be winning the Premier League with the amount of money we spent. This is not success to get top 4 and to win a Conference League. This is just basic, bare minimum. You know, it's not the levels at Chelsea. And it's a great away day. I see the Real Betis are trying to give it big into the Chelsea supporters, and they stood their ground and said it right. We saw all the banners up. It was lovely to see. and big up to everyone that travelled to witness the young kids lift a trophy. And it's a foundation laid, great, but you got to build on it, and you got to build on it in the right way. You can't say, right, look, we've won, the project's working, and we're going to continue with young kids project, because you're not going to hit those levels. You're just not. You've even proven a track record that your selling players that you buy, that you PR, are here for 5 years to grow with the team. So we know that's a fugazi. You have to put your money where your mouth is. Yeah, you have to do that now. I'm done with all this talking and all this shit. I want you to break the wage structure. Right, this is how deep it is. Yeah, because I know what crooks these owners are. Yeah, they ain't gonna change. A leopard don't change its spots. Yeah, a clown will always be a clown. Let's have it right. But the reality is, all I want is elite players being brought in. I want what John Terry wants, what I've been saying for fucking 2.5 years. Yeah, and every other ex-professional, everyone at Chelsea can see that we need. Even Jason Cundy came out and says we need to go in the market. We need a goalkeeper. We need a centre back. We need another midfielder, and we need a striker. He says we need a spine. I've been saying that, and everyone calls me negative for it. The reality is you have to buy a spine, but of experience. Then we can say, do you know what? Blueco. Now we're cooking. Now we're looking at doing something. Now we're showing serious intent. And you might have a Minerals FC to support it. But at the end of the day, until you do that, it's going to be the same old shit every season with what we're seeing, bruv. Have it right. And they have found, like, where's Wally? Where's Misha? Where is he? Where's Minerals Mudryk? Well, we see him. We don't know what's happened to him. 6 months, he's disappeared, and now he's walking the streets with the supporters, and respect to him, bruv. But I'll be real, yeah. There's teams that are already ahead of us. As I'm talking Premier League and in Champions League, there are teams that are already ahead of us that are going to strengthen, and we're already behind them. I don't look at this league, this year's league. Even Cundy, John Terry, they've come out. It's the lowest level in quality. You're not going to get that again. You're not going to get that. But I was saying, what my point was, if you're going to go and buy players that are got not XG data, goals and assist data, factual data, that have played in the Premier League players, and you build with that. But you need experience as well. You need that. Listen, Osimhen has, wherever he's gone, he's won titles. Yeah, that's what I want. I want that striker. Yeah, but it doesn't stop there. It can't just be Victor Osimhen. It's got to be, you know, a Bastoni defender, even a Braithwaite. He's played Premier League football. He's got experience. He's solid. He can play out the back. He can play in different formations. You know, someone like that, Diogo Costa. Listen, you can go and spend 75 million on two Portuguese kids. You're going to go and spend 80 million on Ekitike. You're going to spend 30 million. You're going to spend like 200 million when you can go and spend 60 million on Osimhen, sell a load of shit that you bought, all right? And then you can sort the wages for Osimhen, all right? And then you can bring in a world-class goalkeeper, and then you start to build a true spine. The reality is they're not going to do that. I just don't see it. I don't see it. And now, in their mind, because they're so deluded because they don't know football, they're going to go, oh, yeah, the project's fine. It's working. All the supporters are buying into it. Don't get it twisted, yeah? Chelsea supporters know that this trophy's Mickey Mouse, yeah? It's embarrassing that we're in it, all right? And that's because of Blueco we were in it. That's because of their squad building, because of their management recruitment, the fact that they don't know football, the fact that they gutted everything out. And everyone's going with this narrative of it's a new era, forget the old era. I'm not forgetting the old era. The old era is why we say we see things they'll never see. That's why we are the biggest club in London. And I will uphold those standards, withhold those standards. And that's why this platform will always do that. And if I don't do it, everyone else is just going to go, oh, okay, they're only going to get Dilap. Okay, we're happy with Dilap. And maybe another striker. But who's that other striker? He's going to be a Nicholas Jackson. We have two mid-strikers in Nicholas Jackson and Delap fighting for a position to lead us in the Champions League, to the holy pinnacle of football, to lead us to a Premier League. Come on, bruv. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that, bruv. I'm not doing that. No chance. So have it right. Winning a trophy and getting top four or not. It doesn't. These are the facts. Yeah? These are the facts. There is too much dead wood that they brought in this squad. Yeah? Gyökeres is there, right? Gyökeres, yeah? His stats, his data is exactly what we need at Chelsea. But with Osimhen, I just feel like he's got more pressing about him. He's got more to prove. You know, he's younger. And everyone talks this Fugazi narrative that Osimhen's going to have no resale value yet. 25 years old. You keep him for 3 years. You can sell him wherever to La Liga or even to Saudi League, all right? And you'll still profit on that player because he'll be winning us titles and he'll be being a golden boot winner competing with Haaland. And that's what we should have. We shouldn't be lowering the standards, bruv, and accepting mediocrity. Yeah? Delap should be second fiddle at Osimhen. And it looks like you're going to sell Jackson. Jackson's preferred to be number one, right? But we've had 2 years of Jackson being our number 9, our first striker, and it ain't it. And I saw again what he's about tonight. Yes, he got his goal, but he needs about 5 chances to score one. That's him. Osimhen don't need that. Gyökeres don't need that. You know, and Delap is a risk. It's a gamble again. There's no guarantees that this kid's gonna blossom. But it's all about profit, resale value, and that's why. Let's see what the intent is. I know what the intent's going to be, but I want you lot to see what it's about. Because John Terry's just come out and told you they're going to stick with their ways. They're not going to go that route. And I've known that for over 2.5 years, coming up to 3 years now. I've known that. And I've been telling everyone. And you have to understand that this squad is not ready to compete for the Premier League as it is. This squad is nowhere near ready to compete in the Champions League. Imagine if we played PSG tonight. Just imagine that. Or an Inter Milan. Do you think we're winning the game 4-1? Do you think he's benching Reece James for that game? Yeah? That's how far off we are. Unless we go in and buy ready-made, winning, experienced players that can still have resale value. Rodrigo, superstar. Why are we not looking at Averts? Go and get a Cherky. Man City are looking at him. Why don't we get a Cherky as well? On top of a Rodrigo. Why not? It's not breaking the bank. And an Osimhen. And you got Cole Palmer in there. And you got Neto in there. And then you might let go of Sancho. You might let go of Madueke. And all of a sudden, that attack looks frightening. That's ready to compete. That's a front line ready to compete for the Champions League. Fucking damn right it is. Because I know football. I know what a winning team looks like. I know what minerals look like. Yeah? Go and get a Zubimendi. Fuck it. Why not? Go and get a Zubimendi. You know what I'm saying? Go and try and get a top-class centre-back. Take the guy from Nottingham Forest. Is it Murillo? Murillo? Yeah, go and sign him. Fucking beast. Yeah, Premier League experience. Go and get him as well. Yeah? Have Trev, him, Colwill, and then bring in someone else. And bring in a world-class goalkeeper. And all of a sudden, we look like we're ready to cook. And we can buy into that. We can propaganda that. I'm tired, bruv. Yeah, I'm tired. Like, I want to banter everyone. Like, fuck it, let's banter them, bruv, yeah? Spursy are celebrating winning Europa League, yeah? All right? And they've won it sitting 17th in the league. Yeah? 17th in the league, they won Europa League and got Champions League football. Man United in the gutter. But I don't doubt Man United are going to come back. They're looking at Cunha. Cunha's a baller, bruv. Yeah? He's a fucking baller. That Mbeumo, yeah? 20 goals he's got. 20 goals this season. Yeah? That's what I'm saying. Buy Premier League proven players, yeah? That score you goals. Add adds quality, bruv. But let's have it right. Spursy won their first European trophy in how many years, bruv? 18 years, 18 years they haven't won a trophy. That they've been starved. Their parade was epic, yeah? But we see things I'll never see. Spursy will always be Spursy. You know they're not gonna compete next year. You know they're gonna fall off. That's it. They're not going to celebrate for another 20 years, bruv. Anything, yeah. They're not going to go in the market and buy players, yeah. So forget Spursy. But they have won a more prestigious trophy, and the second major European trophy this year in European football this year, and that rattles me, bruv. And people were sponsoring, wanting Spurs to win that, yeah. Arsenal, phase 5 going into phase 6. Lego head now committing to he needs to win a major honour. That fan base is in the gutter. Arsenal Football Club, they don't know what winning feels like. They don't know. They don't know what winning feels like in Europe. We do. We've been in the gutter for 3 years, yeah. We're in the most disgraceful, embarrassing competition. Yet we still gone and won a trophy more than Arsenal in the last 3 years under this ownership. Tells you the state of Arsenal. Yeah, they're still above us in the league. They're still competing above us in the league. They're still strengthened to compete in the league. But it's about winning. And this is my point. I don't care about all this trust the process PR that Arsenal are feeding and killed football with. I don't want all this trust the process PR. Win now. Think about the now. Tommy T said it. You can have a process, but you've got to think about the now. You've got to win now. What's the point in trusting in a project and a process if you're not winning anything? And then who's going to buy into that project and that process? It's going to be an eye-opener like fucking Clockwork Orange next year to all the supporters. They'll be like that with eyes fucking in the chair like that. All right, MK Ultra'd up with all the PR to finally have an epiphany when we see what signings come in to go, fuck, yeah, we're off it. We're still off it, yeah? And by then it's too late. So my point is, yeah, you've got to put the pressure on. You cannot accept these standards. You cannot accept this, oh, we've won a trophy now. What if this is the only trophy we win now? I'll be real. 3 years we've been trying to win the Carabao Cup, FA Cup at the bare minimum. We can't do it. We've been trying to get in the Champions League. Can't do it. Now we've just about done it. But I'm a realist and I know what's around us. I know the quality around us. I know like how many teams have fallen off a cliff this year. It's not going to be like that next year. So you have to strengthen. You have to be competitive in the market at a top level. You need to listen to John Terry. He's won it all. He knows. He knows what Chelsea's standards are and levels are. Jose Mourinho knows. Gianfranco Zola knows. John Obi Mikel says, if you're here to make profit, nah, you can fuck off. Chelsea's about winning trophies. Yes, we won a trophy. Great. We've won a trophy. But this is not the trophy that you go, we're back. Chelsea's back. The trophy when Chelsea's back is when you're winning a Premier League, when you're winning the Champions League. That's when you're back. Or when you're competing for it, properly competing for it, right to the end, and you're in a title race. You can buy into that. You're not going to do that with this squad. And if you think that, you're a long way from Starbucks, mate. So have it right. These are the facts, bruv. Yeah? These are the facts. Big up to Kashmir. He says, Maresca nearly cost us. Also, why are we signing Delap? This is the point. Apparently, Maresca wants Delap. He's desperate for Delap. He's talked with Joe Shields, Uncle Joe Shields, who's been promoted to director, who's been talking to Delap. That's their favourite striker. When Enzo Maresca was on the phone and texting Osimhen all through the summer, to deadline day, desperate for him to come to Chelsea, and actually lost his head because we didn't sign him, because Egbali wouldn't pay over 150 grand a week. So you can ask Enzo Maresca, why does he want Delap all of a sudden and not Victor Osimhen when Victor Osimhen is available, mate? Granted, Delap's half the price for Osimhen, but he's not even half the player of Osimhen, is he? Let's be real. Let's have it right. And Maresca did almost cost us. That first half, we could have been 2-0 down. Facts. That's inexperience. And, you know, he loves his daddy, Pellegrini. He didn't bend over on his bloody knees to get back-shotted. In the first half, he did, but then he sorted it out and realised, what am I doing, dropping my captain and the most experienced player in this squad in Reece James? What am I doing inverting Gusto? What am I doing? Let's bring on Sancho, Twinkle Toes. He's freedom fighting. He's got something to prove. I'd probably feel for Sancho. I'll be real. They'll probably still get rid of him. They'll probably get rid of him. You know, they're not going to pay his wages. So have it right. Big up to Rizutsko Chitepo. He says, I think us winning the game and into top 4 is the worst thing to happen because our owners, yeah, all right, you mistyped. Our owners think that their strategy is working. Yeah, no, I said that. Listen, I always said, get top 4 and win a trophy. It doesn't change anything. Yeah, because I'll put it into context. If we didn't get Champions League football, the ownership would justify why they're only going for kids because they can't entice top players, experienced players, because we're not in the Champions League, right? But I knew us getting Champions League football, they're still going to do that anyway, right? So it would have worked both ways. And if we didn't win that trophy, all the supporters would have gone, well, we didn't really care about that trophy anyway. Well, the narrative was for everyone, top 4 is more important. So to them, top 4 is the trophy for Chelsea Football Club, like we're in Arsenal, instead of actually winning trophies. No, we should do both. In fact, spending 1.6 billion, you should be winning the Premier League by now. Yeah? That's where the project's taking us. It's progression by default. It's progression by illusion. It's smokes and mirrors, mate. Yeah, because there's context. Yeah, it's context. Let's have it right. That's the way I see it, bruv. Yeah? This is where we are, guys. Yeah? Bruv, I'm real, bruv. I don't muck around. I do not muck around. I say it for what it is, and that is me to a T. Listen to the narrative now. Enzo has delivered Champions League and a European trophy with the youngest team in the Premier League history and without a top centre-back, goalkeeper, wingers or striker. Yeah? But it's not going to happen next year. That's my point. You got away with it this year because how the league was, but next year you're not going to get away with it. And the fact that you're saying that we haven't got a goalkeeper, centre-back, striker, wingers, well, that tells you how we spent in the market and what the squad building's all about. So you're calling out the squad building. That's the point. That's what I'm talking about, bruv. Oh, Nuno Mendes, yeah, but he ain't leaving, bruv. He ain't leaving. Listen, if you're looking at a project that's going to be that's successful, a project that you want to buy into, is the Paris Saint-Germain project with a Campos, Luis Enrique, the mixture of young talent, super talent, with young, experienced talent and experience, and with an elite winning manager. Yeah. But these lot are all on the job training. It's all development FC. But you're developing without any kind of guile of experience amongst that. And that's why the development is going to stagnate. And that's why you're selling players, buying players, selling players. Like I say, stock market, mate. Yeah. Stop buying players. How have we spent 1.6 billion and we're still going in the market to buy and so-called strengthen? Like, what are we doing here, bruv? So if people are still trusting Winstanley and Stewart and this ownership in the market, then you're gone. You're gone. You're done. Let's have it right. You're done. We've got 11 centre backs. We've got 9 goalkeepers. We've got about 10 midfielders. We've probably got on the books about fucking what? 4 strikers, 5 strikers. We've got probably about 7 wingers, 8 wingers. Like, when all we had to do was have a squad of 22, 23 of all levels, bruv. You need to add to this first team. You need to buy for the first team. Not the squad, the first team. The first team is in need of a spine. I'm saying it every day for fucking ages, for years, all right? Literally. And yet John Terry and Jason Cundy and all these pundits and Joe Cole and all these guys that know Chelsea are saying it, And no one's fucking putting pressure on to deliver that. No one's calling it out. They're just accepting the names that we're getting. Ekiteke. Fuck me, bruv. 80 million. Are you winding me up? 85 million, apparently. Yeah? Dilap. Like, no. No, bruv. No. It's not the way to go at Chelsea. It's not the way to go. You can't be doing that. Yeah? Casado is a byproduct of when you pay money, you get what you're worth. And he was potential, but he'd already played in the Premier League. He had shown his quality. Yeah? And now he's improving, but that's down to him, bruv. That's down to him and the ability of the player, right? Enzo Fernandez, for the majority of the season, has been a traffic cone, yeah? And he's turned up in moments, and we give him that, but it's not consistent enough. And he needs 2 DMs with him to compensate for him. And that's too much of a liability, yeah? And Cole Palmer, players like Cole Palmer, they don't just come around every transfer window. You do know that. You do know that you don't just pick Cole Palmer's every fucking 2 years that a Cole Palmer pops up. These players come like Wayne Rooney's once every so often. And even Wayne Rooney's clear of Cole Palmer at the age what Wayne Rooney was doing and what he's done. You know, it's not even the right comparison, but it's just showing you that this kid's got it. This kid's got the minerals. This kid has shown levels, but he's been played out of position, man. He should be a right winger. He's deadly. He's deadly there. Yeah, he's absolutely deadly. And we need to use him now. We saw it tonight, what he does, what he's capable of on the right-hand side. You know what I'm saying? So for me, like, I'll be real, yeah? Yeah, fuck it. The 2 traffic cones from Monaco, yeah? Disarcy and Badashi, like, what are we doing here, bruv? They're not going to be at this football club, and they're going to make profit on these players, and that's the model, mate. I don't like it. This is what I don't like. You've got to build a team to stick with, and they're not doing that. They keep chopping and changing, bruv. So have it right. But Cole Palmer, where would we be without this kid? Where would we be? Serious question. I'll tell you. Last year we would have been relegated. Quite literally, we were that bad. Thanks to Connor as well with Casado. Great pairing. Yeah. Where would we be this season without Casado? If Casado got an injury, suspension for 3 games in that period, we'd have been fucked. We wouldn't have made it. Fine lines, bruv. But you can't go for a whole season like that and play Champions League and risk it. Why take the risk? Go and spend the fucking money. We know that the debt on the club, they're relying on selling the club, and they're going to include the debt that they owe to Aries management and the banks within the sale price. So just fucking spend the money, break the wage structure for fuck's sake. Otherwise, we're not gonna go up to those levels where we need to be. This is my point, and I'm not gonna stop saying it. I'm not gonna stop saying it. And if people get sick of it, that's your problem. I don't give a shit, bro. Don't watch me. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. I don't want to be Arsenal, mate. I don't want to be Arsenal. They won an FA Cup with Lego Head and they ain't won nothing since. I don't want to win a Conference League and then not win anything since. If we don't do the right things, it can go that way. It will go that way. And then you're going to lose your starlets, your superstar. This is the point, yeah. They briefed, yeah. And this is key what I'm saying. And this is the Minerals Landing, yeah. They briefed. They're going to continue with their project and they're not going to sign superstars like Rodrigo. They don't sign superstars. They want to make superstars to sell them. That's the point. So have it right. And I'm saying you have to sign some superstars that are ready-made. Otherwise, it's unfair on this team that we got. Facts. Yeah, facts. So have it right. Everyone, smash the like button. Respect to everyone in here. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, all that. And big up to everyone in the chat. Mariska says, when I brought on Reece, he said, don't worry, boss. We're going to win this game. Fucking love that, bruv. You see what I'm saying? Elite mentality, Reece James. Why is he not untouchable? Someone explain to me why they haven't PR'd that Reece James is untouchable. Because he fucking well should be. Yeah? He should be untouchable in this squad. Yeah? He said he's the fittest. He's played the most games he has over the last 2 seasons. And look at him, bruv. He's winning us games. He's winning us games. You invest and you build with players like Reece James, Cole Palmer, Casado, Trev Chalobah. You've got the basis there. Mentality monster, bruv. Where's Willie, the rugby player, doing his hackers? Nah, bruv. We just bring on Reece James, quiet, chilled. Don't worry, we're going to win this game, boss. You know what I'm saying? Facts, bruv. We know they're going to sell him, innit? We know it. Mercy says, listen, I promise you I will play Reece every game if I could. I'm trying to protect him. He's played more than he ever has in the last 3 years. 2 years, mate. Of course, Meatloaf Todd Bowley comes out and says Todd Bowley claims his first men's first team trophy as co-owner of Chelsea Football Club. He's got to lift the trophy, bruv. Yeah, of course he has. Fuck me, bruv. God. Of course, he's going, and I would do anything for pound notes. And don't worry about vivid seats. I'm still running that. Yeah? He's fucking drinking it all in, bruv. He's drinking it all in. Tout Bowley. Yeah? No, everyone's forgotten about that, bruv. Yeah, of course he has. Exactly as we drew it up. To win the Conference League. We spent 1.6 billion and we're going to win the Conference League. We've won our major trophy and now we're going to go to the Club World Cup. Go to the Club World Cup and win it. Let's have it right. Barcelona in it. Inter Milan. Bayern Munich. Real Madrid. Manchester City. Atletico Madrid. PSG. They're all in the Club World Cup. Let's have it right. Now we're talking about a trophy there with a bit of levels in it. Bit of levels, bruv. Levels in that. I'm sure Barca are in it, bruv. I'm sure Barca are in it. They're not in it. Well, all the other teams are. Fuck me, they're good. Yeah? PSG are playing a final on Saturday. Let's have it right. Let's have it right. Big up to Sir Joseph. He says, big up Minerals. Roman would never accept the Conference League. The manager would be in the gulag before that happens. Bruv, he would never have done any of this nonsense, yeah? And that's why I don't like it, and it pisses me off when people go, oh, forget about the past, the past, the past. We're in a new era. No. Sorry. Until the standards are met, I don't give a shit about this new era narrative. If the new era is bringing me the Roman levels, then yes, sweet as. We'll drink their minerals in. Facts. Let's go. And that's the facts, bruv. Absolute facts. Trust me. So Cole Palmer has got a goal in the Super Cup final. That was a great goal for City. Euro final goal. Well, we didn't win the Euro final. So what are we doing here? That's a bit of a stretch. Conference League final, 2 assists to win it. Still only 23 years old. And this is the thing, right? Cole Palmer is 23 years old. But I don't care if people don't like what I say, yeah? But we had Kai Havertz at 19 and Mason Mount at 20 winning the Champions League. And this is what I don't like, this PR. This PR from Pies and Mash and all these people, it just degrades the levels. It's insulting. It shows you where the standards are. That's not good enough. It's not good enough. Cole Palmer should be having that in a Champions League final, in a Club World Cup final. Then we can talk. But a lot of these players, we go on like they're so young. They're not, bruv. 23 years old, 24 years old. These are not young players, mate. These are not babies. Big up to Ayat, man. He says Isco showed why you need experience. He bossed us in the first half. He did, but I think their left winger cut him short in the second half when he went off injured. He was a threat. I still felt though that Reece James would deal with him. I just knew straight away as Reece James come on, we're going to win this final. I knew it. And look, the quotes of him, what he said, you know, don't worry, we're going to win it. I love that from Reece because he knows, bruv. To him, there's no pressure. There's no pressure. He's been in the Champions League final with the highest level of pressure against the best Man City team at that time. Yeah? Playing Real Madrid's, playing Atletico Madrid's, playing Porto. You know, he knows the levels. He knows the standard, which is why he wasn't celebrating getting top 4 in the dressing room. That's the captain for you. Yeah? Facts. So have it right. I don't ignore what's been done. Yeah? Reece James' pockets have been full, bruv, recently. I'll tell you that now. Yeah? He pockets anything that moves, bruv. I'll be real. But that's what world-class players do, mate. Yeah? World-class players. That's what they are. When you have world-class players in your squad, yeah, then you get world-class levels. That's the bottom line. Yeah? And also, did everyone notice in the stadium how the Chelsea supporters were mixed in with the Real Betis supporters? It was all mixed up. That was interesting, mate. But for me, Cole Palmer, he's such a special player. He really is a special player. Darren Phillips still is. Big up to Chelsea Empire. Says, big up, Johnny. Not happy that we were in the Conference League. Don't get me wrong. We were in it, and I'm happy we won it. If we lost it, it would have been a disgrace. We've won under 3 owners before the Goons. Yeah. 1 under 3 years ownership before the Goons. Yeah, it's true. That's what I said. Yeah. That tells you the state of Arsenal Football Club. And make long continue, bruv. They're too busy trying to PR and propaganda their women's team winning the Champions League because they've never won it, bruv. What are we doing here? They're in the gutter, mate. They're in the absolute gutter. And long may it continue, bruv. Yeah? They'll never be able to compete with Chelsea. Never. Also, don't forget, Enzo Maresca was like, I had to drill it into the players that I had to make them believe that this is the biggest trophy, the biggest competition, because it's not the Champions League, it's not Europa League. And in the first half, it showed, but also he put those kids out there exposed and fed them to the wolves in the first half. Very poor that was. Very poor. But the job's done, as I expected. Real Betis run out of energy, intensity, and you could see once the second goal went in, they capitulated, and it was just Chelsea's all the way. And I like that mentality. That's great. We killed the game. We didn't allow them back in the game as well. That was very important. Didn't allow them back in the game. And I'll be real. We will be the only club to ever win and complete the whole set in football, because I don't think any other club that's won the trophies that we've won will ever be in that competition that's won everything that we've won. I just don't believe it. A lot of the elite clubs will forfeit that competition. I think Roman probably would have forfeited it. I'll be real. It is what it is. Always play your strongest teams in the final. Absolute facts. Always play your strongest players in the final. Show the mentality. Do or die. Let's have it right. You know what I'm saying? I love this game. You know that. I love this game. We won it all already. I also put it like this, actually, because we have completed the set. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But for me, I'll be real. This is my line. Yeah. We see things they'll never see. Yeah. We won it all. But to me, this is just a side dish. It's a side dish to winning it all. It's a side dish. It's like a little bit of canapé, bruv. It's not the mains, bruv. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing here? I don't rate it. I never have rated this trophy. It means nothing to me. The teams who played it, everyone said it. John and Terry even said it. John Owen McKell said it. Like, so praising it. What I found funny is if we lost it, why are you lot having a meltdown if you don't rate it? Because I wouldn't have had a melt. If we lost it tonight, I wouldn't have had a meltdown. I wouldn't have had a rant. What for? I don't rate it anyway. So have it right. What are we doing here? But boy, I'm ready. I'm ready for the PR, bruv. And we're ready for it on the Minerals FC. I can't wait. This transfer window is going to be, it's going to be the one, bruv. I'm telling you now. It's going to be the one. Let's have it right. Listen, big up to everyone in here. Smash the like button. Hit that sub. Make sure you subscribe. Everyone subscribe to the channel if you're new in here as well. Let's have it right. And big up to Cole Palmer, man of the match. Big up to Reece James. Big up to Casada. Big up to everyone, bruv. You know what I'm saying? Big up to everyone for me that got the levels. Chelsea Empire says, Blue Co better deliver now. No excuses. Not having it. Bring us what we need. This window will tell us everything. Fuck Blue Co. Win, lose, draw. Has nothing to do with the players or the club. Thank you. Thank you very much. Because people get it twisted. See, I love Chelsea. I hate Blue Co. Yeah? There's a difference between supporting my players and the team and wanting what's best for the team. And another thing is blindly supporting these clowns that have fucking done what they've done to our football club. If they don't go in the market and do what's right, yeah, then bruv, Minerals will always land. Facts. Listen, you can banter phase 1 Enzo Maresca, phase 5 Lego head, but you got to understand something, yeah? This is not Enzo Maresca's team. He didn't build this team, and he's not got a say in the transfer market. I know that. Facts, yeah? He's a yes man. However, right, the model is the gaffer. This is phase 3. But even in phase 3, we've won more trophies than Lego head in phase 5 going into phase 6. Facts. Mic drop. To have it right. But like I say, this will open everyone's eyes, all the eyes wide shut merchants, as to the true colours of Blue Co. Yeah? The true colours will be revealed, mate. I'm telling you now. And I'm all for it. I'm ready for it. You know what I'm saying? But listen, big up to everyone. Respect to everyone on the Minerals FC. Big up to the Chelsea. Getting that trophy. Always nice to win a trophy. Let's have it right. And I'm ready now, bruv. I'm ready. I'm ready for all the PR. I'm ready for all the transfer news. I'm ready to go, bruv. We're going to have a field day. It's going to be epic on here. And pressure makes diamonds. Salute to everyone. And also one thing I want to say is this manager called out and went against supporters. And that's one thing I don't forget. I won't forget that. That I will not forget. Yeah, I won't forget that. Trust me. But he's delivered the target. When he said the target wasn't top 4, he's delivered the target. Even though Matt Law told us at the start of the season, before they appointed a manager, the manager has to compete for trophies and get top 4. Well, he's done that. He's bought himself a season, because I'll be real. If he didn't get top 4 and he didn't win this trophy, everyone would want him sacked. It's going to be the same mentality next year because why? That's the Chelsea mentality. We see things they'll never see. No surrender mentality. Win, lose, draw, blue coat out. And up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. Big up to all our players today. Respect to them. And as always, I'll leave you with the standards as they should be set and withhold with Don Roman. Put all your comments down below. Subscribe and like and all that jazz. And also, we will be back tomorrow to react to everything. So, love to everyone. Keep winning life. Let's have it right.
Roman,